The autumn wind is a pirate.
Welcome, Raider Nation, to the Raider Nation podcast, and I'm your host, Raider Greg. Welcome to our show. It's the post-draft show right here on the Raider Nation Podcast Network. Show 235. Raider Nation, Raider Nation. Don't tell me that you're not shocked about what Oakland Raiders have done in the 2009 draft. That's some bullshit. Some people are going along for the ride. Some people are very positive, and some people are not buying season tickets. This is what happens when the other shoe falls. I've been talking in my podcast lately of how wonderful it's been that the Oakland Raiders have been in a very nice, secure stances, making great and smart decisions. And now, the draft. Don't get me wrong. I still apply to the law of the draft is a crapshoot. Any player on any round, and even undrafted players, can be heroes, can be absolute superheroes in this game. That's the saving grace of this draft. Hey, I'm not saying that Hayward Bay is a bust. I'm saying welcome, Hayward Bay. Welcome to the Oakland Raiders. I hope that you will be in the Hall of Fame. That's what my hope is. However, in the first round at number 7, I must say to the Raider Nation that I was absolutely blown away with Hayward Bay. You can look on YouTube and you can see a plethora of videos of people analyzing the draft, and everybody is just blown away. And the Raider Nation came out furious. I'm going to tell you right now, all the boards early after the draft, people were flipped out. I was flipped out. Okay? I was blown away for several hours. Throughout the entire draft process, I was still blown away. Now, I understand that we're going to take a wide receiver. Okay, why not take Crabtree? I don't know. Maybe he won't be as good. Maybe Bay will be the best thing to happen in the Bay for years to come. Let's hope he's another Timmy Brown. And that's how we got to treat this guy. But please, don't tell me you were sure that Hayward Bay was coming down. Because I'll tell you, the Raider Nation was flipped the hell out for a long time. And then the media, let's just get to that first. The media starting to make a frenzy. ESPN. I'm going to tell you, man, the biatch. That's right, the super bitch. Chris Carter on ESPN. I'm going to tell you, man, he has had some insulting things to say about our new wide receiver, Darius Hayward Bay, and it was not very classy. Matter of fact, it was very classless. Anybody who saw it, it's all over the board. You should check it out. He is the asshole of assholes. He is the ring inside of the ring of the asshole. So, Chris Carter, you are classless, partner. And doing that to a fellow ball player, I just think that's very smart, brother. Anyway, you're an asshole, and that's all I got to say about that. That would be another segment altogether, but I had to get into that right then because it pissed me the hell off. And that's right. The mediots all have an opinion. Everybody has got their opinion. And the funny thing is, you know, we start to buy into it as a Raider Nation, as football fanatics. We look at numbers, we look at videos, we look at stats, and we see that, you know, B.J. Raji is a great pickup at number 7. Would make an impact on our team immediately that first season. But that's not the direction the Raiders want to go in. Even though we've been like 29th and 30th in the league on a rushing defense for the last 6 years. The worst. I don't know how they're going to fix that problem. We did get some pretty good players in this draft. I will say there's a lot of names here you've never heard of. Me either. As a matter of fact, I went, Darius who? I had to look him up to make sure that I knew who he was. Because I, for one, as a Raider fan, didn't know who the hell he was, except that there was a possibility later in the first or second round. I'm not saying he's a bad pick. I'm just saying that we picked him too early, and I'm just saying that we probably could have traded down and gotten him too with somebody else. I'm just saying that our immediate impact player, like Coach Cable says he's going to be, I think that's some bullshit. And I think that a defensive tackle that is a monster would be the far better pick at this position at number 7. Now, I know some people are calling me wrong. And then the other thing is, if you want a wide receiver, well, there's some pros and cons, but Crabtree was really the choice for a lot of reasons. But we didn't pick him. Now, I'm going to tell you another thing. Crabtree is a bitch, too, because he dissed the Raiders. And I wouldn't want to pick him, but I think he's the logical choice there if you want a wide receiver. But Al Davis went with speed. Are we surprised? Well, hell no. You can't be surprised, partner. Al Davis is the speed freak. I just have visions of James Jett. I don't want to have him. I don't want anybody in the nation to have him. Welcome, Hayward Bay. I hope you catch every ball and throw it in ESPN's face at every interview. I love it. The nation would love it. And I'll tell you one thing about this entire group of people. I'm going to go over their names here in just a minute. I'll tell you this. If the Raiders were looking to draft young men willing to give a frickin' kidney to be a good football player and to make this team proud, I'll tell you they did it. They hit the nail on the frickin' head. Because I'll tell you, every draft choice, even the free agent draft choices, the undrafted people we took, the 5 guys, all have a passion for the game. They want to play really bad, and they'll leave a freaking kidney on the field for you, Mr. Davis. So that, I will say, is a great thing for our team. It's a great motivator for the entire team. Because now, you know what? When I'll tell you another thing, when the board started changing, when ESPN started getting more intense on the Raiders picks, the nation came up, because now all you hear is this. I'll tell you right now, welcome to the Oakland Raiders, Darius Bay. Okay? Because you're now one of the star wide receivers in the NFL. You have a great quarterback to throw you the ball. The potential is there for magic. Let's keep that alive. Let's keep that positive in this draft, even though I'm totally blown away. And I would have preferred a defensive tackle or something, because we didn't get that in this draft. I'm just hoping the Oakland Raiders will go after a free agent. I have my big-time doubts, because that's usually not the way we roll. However, you just never know. You can't know what the Raiders are going to do. So let me move on to some names so we can figure out who we got here besides Mr. Bay. This is by Blitz Chick in her Loud and Proud blog. Here's what she got to say. Well, let's look at Darius Hayward Bay. This guy is a speedster, He's a speedy guy, a 4.3 at the combine. Now, that's pretty crazy. 6'2", 210 pounds, and he really blew away some records at Maryland, where he came from. The guy did play in a pro-style offense in college. That's definitely going to be a positive when it comes to coming to the Oakland Raiders. As far as his passing skills go, yes, he didn't catch a lot of passes and dropped some, but he has one of the worst offensive lines, and the quarterback wasn't that good either. His numbers would have been better if he played in a more college-like scheme and was protected and didn't play in such an NFL-type offense. That's a harder one to play for everybody on the team. So not having the best quarterback and not having the best blocking, those balls come flying out when they got to come out. And I have to say this. I'm hoping that that's the case because this guy could be insane. Not only that, man, the guy is a humble dude. Very, very humble. And so, I'm not surprised that they took him because of his speed. I'm just thinking maybe this is the guy that makes it happen. That he turns it around and proves everybody wrong, like Mel Kiper, that jerk off. You know what I'm saying? Then we picked another guy. In round 2, there was a lot of controversy about Mike Mitchell. Come on, from Ohio. Yes, and they were saying, Ohio what? Just Ohio? Like it's a bad school. The guy played very, very well. His idol is guess who? It's Jack Tatum, for crying out loud. The guy likes Jack Tatum. Not like some fake, I just like Jack Tatum to pull him out of my ass, Jack Tatum. He's talking about being a fan of the player. I mean, from the bone. This guy's a Raider already. That's a great thing for our team. We need a safety, and we need one who hits like this. Check him out on YouTube. He is insanity on 2 legs. He's a Ronnie Lott type hitter, and he's going to be just as good as Gabriel Wilson as soon as he starts to learn his reads a little bit better, and that's what comes through time. You know he's going to be on special teams. You know he's going to play some. I can't wait till he breaks in and starts taking those hits so we can get the ooh, factor, because the guy did pretty doggone good. 126 solo tackles, 212 assists, with 90 of those being run plays. So he's very good on the run, and he's pretty good. Now, the 3rd round pick was a head scratcher, Matt Shaughnessy. Why we got this guy, I don't know. With the needed defensive tackle, getting a defensive end that could be a linebacker is the head scratcher for me. I don't know why, but at 6'5", 266, he is a big machine, and he certainly could roll on some folks at defensive end. If he's as quick as they say he is, I'm looking forward to him being on the other side of Burgess or maybe even Trevor Scott. I like the fact that he came to the team. He's got a 30.5-inch reach. It means he can reach out and touch somebody before they even think about it. I like this guy. It was a good pick, but it was a big surprise. I certainly wasn't thinking that. I was still thinking defensive tackle all along, but I was thinking defensive tackle all the way till the end, and we got none. So that's it. What can I say, man? They're going to have to come across and get somebody in free agency because they didn't do it here. But Shaughnessy's a good pick, man. He's a good guy. He plays both sides of the ball. He can sit down. He can stand up. He can lean over. He can work the 3 technique. He can do everything because he's a tweener. He can do everything. So, not a bad pick. Not a bad pick at all. And he could turn out to be another Howie Long with those big old gnarly arms of his. You just never know. Like I said, man, the draft is a frickin' crapshoot. We could have got all superheroes in this draft, and nobody would have admitted it until all of them were in the Hall of Fame. Who cares what they think, man? It's about winning football games, and I think we can do it. We just have to fill some holes, man. We're so doggone close. I mean close. So in the 4th round, we got 2 picks as we traded down with some shenanigans. I don't know what the hell happened, but we got the 6'2", 203-pound Lewis Murphy, wide receiver from Florida. Classically, a great school for any player at any position. Good that he drafted 4.43, not the best 40 time, but his other skill sets are pretty nice. So that doesn't seem to be a speedster, but we picked up another wide receiver just because of his school and his reputation. The kid plays pretty hard, and he's going to have to fight big time for a position on this roster because it looks like we might even have 11 or 12 wide receivers in this bunch going into camp. Yee, that's going to be a lot of guys, boy. I'm telling you right now. Oh, my gosh. Javon Walker might not make the cut. I love that shit for sure. Stand up or sit the hell down. That's what I'm saying, partner. So Drew Carter was injured last year. Todd Watkins has shown some flashes, but he hasn't done very much. Javon Champagne Walker got hurt halfway through the season as well and hasn't done much. I'd like to see Drew Carter come back because I think he has a lot of promise. Ashley Lee was placed on injury reserve last season and hasn't come out since. He played some pretty good ball, but he is long in the tooth, and you know that. Chaz Schillens, we all know that guy, 6'4", 225 pounds. The Schillens is the real dealins, is what I like to say. He put his body on the line for huge plays in the last 2 games. He looks very, very good, along with our man, Johnny Lee, the return specialist. That's right. Also, great wide receiver. Did some great acrobats last year to make things happen. That's what I'm talking about. Now, we also picked up a Slade Norris, okay? Norris, 6'2", 232-pound linebacker. He started off as a safety, but they moved him to linebacker, defensive secondary. I don't know. There's a lot of guys here that might not make it past the training camp. The 53-man roster. Styler Suka. There's another guy we picked up. 4.77 time. A tight end. 6'5", 251 pounds. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Why do we need a tight end? See, these picks just kill me because they say things like they're going to help Zach Miller out, but Zach Miller doesn't need any help out other than a fullback. Now, see, this is my thoughts, man. I got to go on a tangent now. For crying out fucking loud, why do we need to get another tight end, a blocking tight end, if we have 2 good fullbacks? Get a fullback. They can run, they can catch, they can run out of the pocket, they can catch out of the pocket. They can run the ball. They can block. A tight end, especially a blocking tight end, that's all they do. It's a single-purpose thing. It's a trip. Oh, my gosh. Don't let me get going. I'm on a rant. Anyhow, welcome, Oakland Raiders. Welcome, new Oakland Raiders. There's a couple guys here that they got in the supplemental. Not in the supplemental, but they got at the end, their undrafted free agent picks. Nick Miller from Southern Utah, wide receiver. Sean Baines from Kent State. Defensive tackle Desmond Bryant from Harvard. Franz Joseph is a really big-time prospect from Florida Atlantic. He came from Boston College and moved back to Florida Atlantic to be next to his sick mother. But he is a machine, man. He is a tackling machine. Animal's got the right attitude to be an Oakland Raider. Keep an eye on that cat because I think he'll stay around. I think he will definitely be around. David Nixon, of course, as well, as far as a linebacker. But a lot of these guys aren't going to make it on a team, I can tell you right now. Their best bet is special teams, except for that Franz Joseph dude. I got a lot of promise in that guy. I think he might be able to do something. We shall freaking see. Anyways, Raider Nation, you guys know you got your own opinion. Raider Greg, I got my own opinion. And we're going to put our opinions together and see what we got here on the Boneline, because it's going to be one long Boneline, guys, because you guys are shouting out.
Bad to the bone. Bad.
So let's hear what you got to say, man. 1-800-620-7181. 1-800-620-7181. Let's hear it. Let's hear what you got to say about the draft, my brothers and sisters. Well, it's Raider fan until death. Evidently, this is before the draft. What do you got to say, man?
What's up, Raider Nation? This is the Raider fan until death. It was reported that the Raiders brought in Jeremy Maclin for a visit, and then when questioned about it, they would not confirm. So we all know what that means, a Raiders denial. It only means one thing: the Raiders will, in fact, select Jeremy Maclin, wide receiver. I mean, I know there's people out there who think wide receiver is the way to go, but me personally, I still believe that we need one of them, like C Money would say, those banana-eating motherfuckers. Shit, I'd rather take Andre Smith with his big old fucking torpedo titties than a wide receiver. I still think we should go O-line or D-line. It's just my 2 cents. It's the Raider fan until death, and I am out.
It wasn't Maclin, but it was close. It was close. Yes, Mr. Bay now is our number 1 wide receiver. Don't ask me I don't know why. Okay, who's next? We have Raider Juan Jorge. He's throwing down the gauntlet to the boltless, nutless, chargeless, dead battery that called in not too long ago. What you got to say, Juan?
Chargeless, nutless, boltless, douchebag coming in, talking smack about us. Let me tell you something. How many Super Bowl rings do you guys have? I hear crickets. Who leads the all-time series between the Raiders and the Chargers? That's right, the Raiders. 54, 42, and 2. Sure, you guys might have the better end of us the last 10 games. That's fine. But whatever team goes up must come down. And the Chargers have been going down, especially with Norv Turner. We fire him as a head coach because he's crappy, he doesn't know what the hell he's doing, and everything's just perfect in Mr. Rogers' neighborhood. And yet, the Chargers fire one of the best coaches in Marty Schottenheimer and replace him with Norv Turner. Give me a fucking break. You Charger fans are the most ignorant fans I have ever met. Why? Because you talk shit when you guys don't have any Super Bowl rings. You guys don't know crap about your own damn team except for LaDainian Tomlinson. That's all you guys know. On top of that, why don't you come down to Oakland and say that? If you want to hit me up, go to RaiderNationPodcast.com. My name is Juan Jorge. Remember the name. And I'm out. Peace.
Need I say more? I don't need to say any more. Man, the San Diego fans are the worst in sports. Any sport. You name it. Basketball, volleyball, table tennis, hopscotch, you name it. They're the worst, man. I just love it. What a bunch of maroons. A good job, Juan. Okay, who's next? We have Raider Boy from Wiley, Texas. Well, he's a little emotional right now. What you got to say, brother?
Yeah, this is Raider Boy from Wiley, Texas, and I'm sitting here calling in. I see this fucking draft, and it's unbelievable. Explain to me why speed translates into great wide receivers, into great production. Randy Moss is really freaking fast. He can do jack shit for us. The last time I checked, Jerry Rice is the all-time greatest receiver. He ran like a 4.5. So Chris Carter, way up there. He's on the all-time list. He wasn't lightning fast. Tim Brown wasn't really all that fast. But you know what? That freaking second-round pick, holy crap. That makes the Darius Hayward pick look like we just found Jesus Christ in a Raider uniform playing football for us. We could have still got that Mitchell guy if we had to have him in the 5th or 6th round. That pick right there makes the entire offseason look like a fucking joke. Screw the Asamoah signing and the Dan Leckler signing. You know what he did? He just pulled all of our pants down as Raider fans and just allowed everybody to come over and just freaking give us a big old fat cornhole. And I don't know if I can even say that, but I'm going to. Because he just left us all open, every Raider fan in the world, to just take it right in the ass after that pick. It's unbelievable. And you know what? I'm going to hang up because I'm getting so irritated here. Raider Boy out.
Well, nobody bury your ass yet. Nobody be sticking anything in my bunghole. Not from this draft. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. Remember, it's a crapshoot. Anybody can be a hero. So let's just hope that we got a hero, not another James Jett. I feel exactly what you're saying. I thought B.J. Raji would look awful good in silver and black. Just relax, my brother. It'll get better. All right, who's next on the Boneline? We have Raider Chris from Scranton, Pennsylvania. What you got to say, man?
Raider Chris from Scranton, Pennsylvania, commenting about our draft pick. It's funny you name this the Boneline because us Oakland fans, we just got boned. That Hayward Bay, yes, he's quick, but he was a waste of another draft pick. He drops a lot of balls. He runs wrong routes at times. We were better off grabbing Crabtree, even though he just had that major surgery. He would have done us a lot better. They looked over Macklin, which was terrible. They looked over Harvin, which was terrible, just to get this guy. I don't know what Al Davis is thinking. Then again, nobody in the world knows what Al Davis is thinking. I think it was wrong that we we drafted McFadden last year. I mean, we had Dominic Rhodes, who was a beast, Michael Bush coming off the bench that was looking strong, and they had a 1,000-yard rusher in Fargus. So 2 years in a row that we pretty much just threw away our draft pick. That's all I got to say. Raider Chris from Scranton, I'm out.
Well, you've got a good point. You know, you have to take the best player. I always say take the best player at the position that you're in. Number 7, you pick the best player. And definitely, Bay was not the best athlete, not the best football player, not the best receiver at that position. That is a fact. And these are undisputable. But he could always work out. It's a crapshoot. Okay, keep talking to yourself, because I sure as hell am. All right, who's next? We have Raider John from Livermore. What you got to say, partner?
And with the 7th pick of the 2009 NFL Draft, the Oakland Raiders select some guy that nobody's ever heard of. All right. Okay, this is Raider John from Livermore going WTF. Yeah.
That's pretty dog funny. Yeah, it was a definite WTF moment for the entire Raider Nation. Great call, brother. Thank you. All right, who's up next? We got Raider Mike from Gainesville, Florida. All right, brother. Crack it down for us. Let's hear it.
Raider Greg, Raider Mike, Gainesville, Florida. Well, I'm sure you're going to get flooded with phone calls on your next show regarding our first pick, Darius Hayward Bay. Typical classic Al Davis pick. Mike Mayock from NFL Network was right. I didn't believe him when I saw it a couple weeks ago. He kept saying Darius Hayward Bay. I don't know what to say. I mean, everybody's making fun of us again as usual, like the laughing stock in the league. They're saying that we should have grabbed Crabtree if we're going to go with receiver, and I don't know. I mean, I guess, yeah, he was the best one available, but then I'm hearing stuff that he was like a prima donna, sort of like, had a T.O. attitude, kind of cocky. So maybe that's why the Raiders shied away from him, because of his attitude and probably that situation with his foot there, that injury. But, I mean, I think Darius Hayward Bay was a reach. I mean, we probably could have got him in the second round if we wanted him. I mean, I wanted Brian Orakpo. I figured, because I kept hearing rumors about Derek Burgess being possibly unloaded, or I thought we would get, Eugene Monroe or something, I don't know, Ray Luke, anything. But I'm trying to be positive about it. I mean, I'm getting it from everywhere. One of my homies, he's a Detroit fan, cracked on me about this. I don't know. I mean, I'm just going to hope and pray this guy turns out to be good. I mean, one thing that's good about him, he seems to be a humble type guy, so maybe he'll go in there and, try to prove that he's a good receiver. I mean, he's got the speed. Looks like he's got the height, too. I don't know about his hands. We'll see. I mean, I know Jamarcus needed weapons, but I'm just going to try to be positive about this. We have to be. He's a Raider now. We got to accept it. He's got all the tools to be a great receiver, but I hope it's not James Jett written on him. So, anyway, we just got our second pick, Mike Mitchell. This guy is actually a tackling machine. He's supposed to be pretty good based on what I ran. And I knew the Raiders were eyeing him, and I think Chicago was eyeing him. So, but, of course, the assholes that NFL radio, that dog the Raiders all the time are calling us stupid and, the usual. But, they can eat a dick on this one, because this guy for second-round pick is not a bad deal. We need a safety, and, that's one of the holes we just filled, and I don't see anything wrong with picking him in the second round. I've read some stuff on this guy, and I think he's going to be pretty good. But it's, Sirius Radio, like I said, they can eat a dick. Fuck them. I'm tired of hearing this bullshit, and I've just got home, and I'm turning them off, and I'm going to watch the rest of this draft. Raider Nation for life. Peace.
Well, once again, Darius Hayward Bay is the wide receiver for the Oakland Raiders. And let's not forget, he is under the tutelage of a very astute and well-renowned Sanjay Lau. So don't forget that he's under Sanjay's control, and this guy could be a real superstar with Sanjay at the helm. Oh, gosh. Just kidding. Mitchell, good pick. I like the guy. I don't know if he was supposed to be picked that high. I just think the Raiders blew the talent that was available at the positions that they picked. I think Mitchell's a good guy, good pick, great character. He loves the Raiders. Shit, if we're going to pick any defensive back, he was the guy because he hits like a hammer, and you guys will see, watch him on YouTube, whatever. But I said, damn, I just think the Raiders blew these 2 picks. We needed a couple of places where we could use some fortification, defensive, offensive line, and it did not get done. Anyway, thanks for the call, brother. Alrighty, who's next? We have Slow Raider. What you got to say, brother?
Yeah, this is Slow Raider out in San Luis Obispo, and the Raiders just selected Darius Hayward Bay with the 7th overall pick in the draft. If this isn't proof that Al Davis has absolutely lost his mind, I don't know what is. He could have had Hayward Bay at the end of the first round, probably could have had him in the second round, but he didn't trade down. He took him with the 7th fucking overall pick, which is nuts. We could have had Eugene Monroe. We could have had B.J. Raji. We could have had Crabtree, and the Niners got him. He's the best receiver in the draft. Hayward Bay, what is he? Nothing but a stopwatch time. Typical Al Davis pick. This is the reason we're picking this high in the draft every fucking year. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Davis. It hurts to be a Raiders fan, and it's hurt for years now. I'm tired of it. They got to put someone else in there. I don't know, have a court appoint a goddamn receiver or something to take over for this guy. He's nuts.
Well, I got to say I was surprised too, Hayward Bay. You know what I got to say? But you know what? The trade down, we couldn't trade down because every team that we could have traded down with, you think about the Eagles, the 49ers, Baltimore, all those teams had 2 draft picks in the first round, but they all picked wide receivers, brother. They all picked wide receivers. So really, those guys were going to take a wide receiver regardless. We took one because Al likes speed. And yes, when he's gone, he's going to be gone. But right now, it's his team, and we got to roll with his decisions. We always have. So just chill out. We'll be okay. We got to hope that he turns into another Jerry Rice. All right. Who's next? Well, we have the voice of reason. That's right. The Archangel from Stone Mountain, Georgia. This is the wise man. Let me hear what you got to say, my brother.
This is Archangel from Stone Mountain, Georgia. Just finished watching the Raiders' first round pick, and like most of you, I'm shocked also. I thought they definitely was going to pick up Crabtree since those 2 offensive tackles were already taken. But we shouldn't be surprised because we know Al Davis' history that he loves to pick speed players. We all know that we need a speedy wide receiver anyway because we need stretch the field. So hopefully this guy will be it.
There you go. There you go. It's wisdom. What are we going to do? Complain, bitch? What? Darius Hayward Bay is our wide receiver, our number 1 pick this year. We got to hope that he turns out to be the miracle of miracles. That's right. We hope he goes to the Pro Bowl this first season. We're Rookie of the Year, everything. That's what we got to put into him because that's what we expect out of him. You better believe it. And Archangel says it to you, and we got to stretch the field, and this guy better be the guy. That's what I'm saying. Or he's going to get the wrath of the Raider Nation podcast. That's for sure. Whatever. All right, who's next? We've got the Jersey Raider. All right, Jersey Raider, what you got to say, partner?
Raider Greg and the Oakland Raider Nation, I'm just downright speechless. Darius Howard Bay, you pick him at number 7. You pick him over guys like Michael Crabtree, Jeremy Maclin, defensive tackle B.J. Raji, offensive tackle Eugene Monroe, and I believe the defensive end Brian Aracapo. All 5 guys who would have been tremendously better picks, but yet we choose this guy because of his speed. You know what this shows? It shows that the Raiders will continue to make stupid decisions based on a person's speed and what they do at the combine. This is the reason right here why we have finished 4-12 and 5-11 the last 6 years. This is ridiculous. This is too much. I mean, how do you justify such a stupid pick like this? Tom Cable, I'm curious what he has to say. I don't care who the hell we draft after this. This draft gets an F. I don't care. Unless this man, Darius Howard-Bay, becomes a Hall of Famer. Yes, a Hall of Famer. We will not see a winning season. This stupidity has to stop. Until that happens, well, then the Raiders, hey, will continue to be the laughing stock of the league. That's all I got to say. Jersey Raider, I'm out.
Well, you're right. We made a lot of mistakes. This season, though, man, I thought we were going on the right path. I thought for sure we were addressing the offensive line needs, a little bit of defensive tackle action, a little bit of linebacker action before the draft. We were doing some smart moves, not spending a lot of money, and then shazam, this draft pick, which just goes to show me that they still don't know what the hell they're doing. Cable is definitely still basic cable, and we're just going to have to wait and see what we have. We got a new defensive coordinator. Maybe he can make chicken salad out of chicken shit. I don't know, but I think we need some defensive tackles on that line, stop that run. Unless this guy's some kind of miracle worker, we're going to be in big, big trouble this year with our defense against the run again. But, hey, man, maybe there's another plan. You never know. You got to be positive. All right, brother. Who's next? We have LouDog of the Raider Nation. All right, LouDog, what you got to say, brother?
This is LouDog Vader. Yeah, it's been a while, but now I actually have something to talk about. Darius Hayward-Bay at number 7. Wow. I honestly thought Crabtree was going to be the pick, but after reading a couple articles and snooping through the internet, that no comment that he made about playing for the Oakland Raiders kind of turned me away from this guy. Yeah, at least say something positive. Don't say no comment when somebody asks you if a certain team's going to pick you in the NFL draft. That's kind of dissing the team, a lot of people would say. After I found that out, after I read that, I kind of thought to myself, said, you know what, fuck him. Let's go get somebody else. And Darius Hayward-Bay probably might just pan out for us. Yeah, because in my opinion, I don't think it's worth giving top dollars to a offensive lineman in the first round. I don't see that happening. And for that matter, top dollar to a defensive lineman, I don't see that happening either. Peace out, Raider Nation.
Well, I got to agree with you on the possibility of Hayward-Bay being the right guy. That has to happen. We got to make that happen. He has to make that happen. But as far as not playing an offensive tackle or paying a defensive tackle much money, let's not forget Tommy Kelly got $50 million for being defensive tackle. And I think I remember that a certain Redskin got paid $100 million as a defensive tackle. So, yeah, they spend money on defensive tackles, my brother, and they spend big money, and they're worth it. That's why I thought B.J. Raji should have been the guy at number 7 for the Raiders. But it didn't happen, so we got to love the – hey, you got to work with what they give you. That's what Al's giving us. We got to work with it, brother. There ain't no looking back now. He's a Raider for sure. Let's just embrace and not disgrace. All right, brother. Good call. Who's next? We have Pennsylvania Raider coming at you from northeastern Pennsylvania. Man, you guys are something. What you got to say, brother?
What's up, Raider Nation? This is Pennsylvania Raider coming at you from the northeastern part of the state. I've been listening to the podcast for a long time. It's actually my first time calling in. I'd like to give a shout-out to my boy, Raider Chris from Scranton. We will both be going to Oakland at the Pittsburgh Wife Beaters later on in the year. Can't wait for that game. Going to be supporting all the Raider gear. Just watching the draft, saw that we got Darius Hayward. Don't know how I quite feel about that. I was a little bit disappointed. I was even more disappointed when I saw that the 49ers, the other team from across the bay, got Crabtree. I don't know. We're just going to have to see how it plays out. I know he's got speed, which is good. I know his hands are kind of shitty. But the good news is that you can teach hands. You can't teach speed. So I will say, Nation, that for the first time in years, I am optimistic about the upcoming 2009 season. AFC West is wide open. The Denver Broncos, they're in absolute shit right now. Kansas City, they got Castle, but how's Castle going to do on that shit offensive line they have? Chargers, well, hey, they're just falling apart at the seams. I know LT wants out and, all that other shit. It's going to be a good year, Nation. We will survive. I'm optimistic. Like I said, for the first time in years, should be a good season. I will see you later, Nation. Out.
Well, a little disappointment to be understatement. You heard some of these people here. They're downright pissed. But like I said, man, they are Raiders. We got to love them and embrace them. We cannot disgrace them. We have to stand up. And as far as Crabtree going to the 49ers, well, you know what? It'll be either good or really bad. Either he'll do really crappy and make us all feel better, or he'll be a superstar and we'll all feel like crap. One way or the other, man. That's what's going to happen. You can take that to the bank, man. And thanks for calling in, and thanks for listening to the show, brother. Okay, who's next? We got Little Raider from Eastside Oakland, brother. The real deal, Holyfield. Right from the hood, baby. What do you got to say, my brother?
Hey, what's up, Raider Nation? It's Lil Raider. Yeah. All right. I know you're going to have a lot of calls talking about Haywood Bay and how we shouldn't have got him. You know that was an Al Davis pick right there. Damn, man. And then they wonder, people, us, the Raider fans, they wonder why we get clowned on so much for making picks like these. And then in the round 2, I believe William Beatty was available to us, and we get this safety from Ohio. Not Ohio State, Ohio. Oh, my God, what a draft. I remember the last time we picked 7th. We had the 7th pick in the first round. Who'd we get? Michael Huff. Look what he is now. We're going to see what Darius Haywood Bay is in years to come. But on another side note, who's this motherfucking punk-ass bitch talking shit about the Raiders and shit? Man, come down to East Oakland, motherfucker. You wouldn't even make it down East 14th. You wouldn't even make it to the Ville. You wouldn't even make it to Fruitvale. Raider Nation, I'm out. Peace.
Yeah, I know. Shades of Michael Huff. That was another WTF moment in the Raider Nation. We all gulped on that one, too. Ugh. Another defensive back. Another defensive hack. That's right. Well, you know what? We can just hope for the best, man. And as far as that guy coming to Oakland, he ain't coming to Oakland, man. He ain't coming to Oakland because he can't hang, because he's a San Diego fan. He'd probably just wear a black shirt or something over his powder blue. You know what I'm talking about. Thanks for the call, brother. Good one. All right, who's next? We have High School Raider. What you got to say, brother?
Hey, Raider Greg, Raider Nation. This is High School Raider calling from Napa, California. I'd just like to say 2 things. What do you think about our second pick in Michael Mitchell? Now, I heard some people said he wasn't going to be drafted, and I thought he was a pretty decent player in college. So I was just wondering about that. And the second thing, what's up with that guy in Ohio? Why would he be calling our podcast and be dissing us when he, as you say it, he ain't got no bling? He can't say a damn thing. All right. Peace.
Well, first of all, Michael Mitchell was from Ohio University, not the Ohio State University, which they pointed out on ESPN. Yeah, he's a hard hitter. He's a good kid. He didn't play from an A program, but you know what? Then again, I thought he was a reach for a pick, but this is what the Raiders wanted. They wanted him. They got him. Like I said, man, it's a crapshoot. You just never know who you're going to get. So I hope he's a great player. He could be a great player for us. He sure as hell, he hits hard. And as far as that punk-ass biatch from Iowa or wherever, San Diego fan has got to call into the Raider Nation podcast. Well, I hope he hears every word about every fan. Go find yourself your own San Diego podcast, buddy. Thank you, my brother. Keep calling in. All right, who's next? We have Raider Johnny on the line. What you got to say, Raider Johnny?
Well, Raider Nation, this is Raider Johnny calling from Los Angeles, California, and the 2009 draft is in the books. And I have to say, well, there were some surprises, but I can see why the Raiders didn't pick Crabtree. The guy didn't want to be a Raider, and personally, as being a Raider fan, and we should all say this, anyone who doesn't want to be a Raider, I certainly don't want him on my team. And as far as Jeremy Maclin, he's way too much like Johnny Lee Higgins and Justin Miller. Those guys, they're taking care of our special teams. We definitely don't need another just quick speedster. We already kind of got that. So I can kind of see why they went for Darius Hayward-Bay. He's tall, he's fast, and he stretches the field. In addition, they also got Louis Murphy. I know he's the same kind of player, but together they'll increase the overall speed on our offense. My what-the-fuck pick was Slade Morris. Come on. That guy out of Oregon State living here in Los Angeles watching Pac-10 games all the time, that guy didn't do anything. And that was the opportunity for the Raiders to increase their run defense, to get tougher on the D-line. And the Raiders had a chance to do that. And I'm sorry, but Tommy Kelly and Turdell Sands and Gerard Warren, that trio, they're way too inconsistent. How many times do we have to watch them just let the running back just go on by, not do anything, get tired, show up to camp out of shape? And I know they brought back William Joseph, but what the hell is he? The guy could barely even make our team, and we're the 31 ranked run defense. So what is he going to do? The good news with that, as I'll say, the Raiders' best D linemen always seem to be guys that were either drafted late or were like free agents. So Leroy Glover, Rod Coleman, Grady Jackson, all those guys come to mind. Hopefully there's some kind of free agent that's out there, and maybe they'll pick them up. I don't know, but I know they got to do something about that run defense because I'm tired of seeing us get shredded by all these teams in the league and all the teams in the AFC West. And I mean, damn, how many times we have to sit there and watch our defense just get clobbered year after year. So with that, I think the overall draft, our team got better, but I sure hope they would have just addressed the D-line somewhere around the 4th round, maybe 5th round. But Raider Nation, stay up, and I'm out.
Gotta agree with you about a couple things. Slade Morris, I'm telling you, we need a defensive tackle. I've been saying it for months. We need a defensive tackle. I, too, am tired of seeing people blow through the line. Hell, my grandmother could have run through the line last year, ranked 30th in the nation. We got to do something about it. I hope we approach something with that, too, because Turdell Sands and I've been paid too much Kelly aren't doing very much. I'll tell you that, not for the money that they're getting. So anyway, let's hope that changes. Let's hope that the defense, the new coach, has a scheme. Maybe it's going to work. Maybe the new defense is all wrapped up in the new defensive coordinator. Let us hope so, my brothers. You know what I mean by that. All right, who's next? We have Raider Santos with some wisdom. Let me hear it, brother.
Hey, this is Raider Santos calling from the Central Valley, which is known as Hell on Earth. And I just feel like I got plummeted into the 7th level of hell on Saturday watching the draft. Al Davis picking the 4th rated wide receiver in the draft, first, ahead of Crabtree, Maclin, Nix. I almost fell out of my seat. Couldn't believe it. I mean, trade down. Don't pick him at 7. Trade down. You could have fallen back to 2015 and still gotten Darius Hayward-Bay if he had that much of a boner for him. I mean, I know Al Davis loves speed, but if you got a hard-on for a dude and you want him that bad, trade down, pick up some more picks. We need players. I would have rather seen B.J. Raji right there. Number 7, get the big D tackle out of BC. Come on, man. You've been getting run all over the past 5 seasons by LT. A little crybaby running all over us. This is bull, man. All right. Hey, y'all keep it good. Keep it straight. And I'll hear you guys next week. Out.
Well, I, too, agree that we could have traded down, but who are we going to trade down to? The Eagles, the Ravens, the 49ers, all those guys we could have traded down. However, listen. Listen, here's the deal. All those people took wide receivers. They all nabbed a wide receiver. So he might not have been there when the Raiders wanted to pick him up. Who knows where this guy was on everyone else's boards, because he was really going up on everybody else's boards. I don't know, man. It's a crapshoot. I hope he works out, like I said. And I thought B.J. Raji was the man in the middle. We could have picked him. Well worth the pick. Would never have been a waste, I'm sure. And that run blocking, that one stopping, power would have been right there. And LT would have definitely been in that crying towel, if you know what I'm talking about, partner. Because I know he's that crybaby like crazy, man. Oh, brother. I hope he's crying on Monday night on the 14th of September. That's for damn sure. Okay, who's next? We have Raider Jaime on the line. Now, this guy's a great caller, calls in a lot. Got a lot of good wisdom, man. You'd be surprised, man. This guy's on fire. And he's a good Raider fan. You could tell he is. Raider Nation. What you got to say, my brother?
Hey, Raider Greg, Raider Randy, this is Raider Jaime from Bakersfield. Hey, I'm just calling to let you know that I am ecstatic about what the Raiders did with their draft picks. I was going to call earlier in the week and let you guys know that I had a big feeling that they were going to go with Darius Hayward-Bay. I just knew it. But you know what? Hayward-Bay was the fastest guy in the combine, and that's what Davis is always going to go for. And he doesn't tweak his little bitch ankles like Crabtree right before the combine. Man, this guy's a true receiver. And you know what? And to compliment him with Lewis Murphy from Florida, he was awesome in the national championship. And picking up Matt and that other kid Norris and Stryker and Brandon, these guys, man, they did a great job, man. I am really happy about what Cables did with his picks, man. I feel emotional, like happy, like I did in the 70s and the 80s, man, and in the beginning of these new 2000s, man. It's like, man, I feel something great coming on here, man. I just can't wait till the season starts, man, and it's just losing sleep over it, man. I just can't tell you how happy I am, and, you know, also I haven't had, you know, the chance to tell you guys that I'm really proud of your show. You know, you're reaching out to the Raider Nation all over the world, man, and that's great, man. And another thing, seeing the Raider fans in New York, you know, just, you know, cheering on our draft picks there in New York, that just made me proud too, man. It's awesome being a Raider Nation, man. I know there's great things going to be happening with us this coming year, babies. You know, you guys, a lot of you guys who have doubts, man, you know what, man? You guys got to get on our boat, man, because it's coming, baby. It's coming. I feel it. So you guys, you know, get ready, man, because it's going to be a great season, man. And you guys take care, man. And love you, Raider Nation. Out.
There is a man who is just classic Raider Nation. You know, we're all feeling the same thing. We all know it's going to get better. We all know the team's coming alive. We got a young, good team, and we're popping. And you get enough young guys together in the room, you're going to make some changes. That's all there is to it. And we got some changes coming in Oakland. I believe you too, Jaime. I believe that we are going to improve greatly this season. I think we got nothing but positive to go ahead. I don't know what these draft picks are going to do, but they certainly couldn't hurt. So they can only help us get better. We got to pick up a couple of free agents to fill in some holes, and we could be going to the show. And I ain't full of no bullshit either. We got one last caller. This is my brother. This is my good brother. You guys know him. You guys love him. C-Money in the house. What you got to say, brother?
Kiss me through the phone because I got a bone. Hey, man, it's your boy C-Money. What's good, Raider Nation, baby? I got a bone. This is the Boneline, and yo, guess what, baby? I'm 2 for 2. Last year I said we get McFadden, we got him. This year I said we need a receiver, and we got Hayward-Bay. Hey, wish we would have got Crabtree, but we got a good receiver in Hayward-Bay, man. Fastest 40 at the fucking combine. I'm fucking happy. I'm 2 for fucking 2. Al Davis needs to give me a job, man. I need a job with the Oakland Raiders organization because I know how to fucking pick these motherfuckers. And yo, Raider Randy, Raider Greg, what's good, brothers? Always glad to fucking give you guys shout-outs, man. I love you guys. Hey, kiss me through the phone because I got a bone. Got a bone in my pants, baby. That's right. I'm fucking happy. We're going to fucking we should have a nice fucking offense now. I mean, but we're suspect at quarterback with this banana-eating motherfucking Jamarcus Russell. This cock-sucking motherfucker, this fucking asshole better get his fucking head out of his ass this year. The minute he fucks up, I'm going to tell you something, Monday night against San Diego, home opener, people, he fucks up, they better grab this banana-eating motherfucker out of the game and put in Garcia. We can't afford to have this motherfucker fuck up on us 4 or 5 games into the season. So now we got the receivers, we got the running backs, we got a fucking nice backup quarterback in Garcia who should be our fucking starting quarterback as far as I'm concerned. Now we got to put everything into place. Let's get a defensive end and a fucking nose tackle or somebody on the line, defensive line in this draft, plus a safety for getting rid of Jabril Wilson, and we'll fucking be nice, man. So, hey, everybody, got to go. But guess what? I love the Raider Nation, black and silver for life. Raider Greg, Raider Randy, love you guys. Peace out. It's C-Money, and the Boneline is in full fucking effect, yo. We got a receiver. I'm fucking 2 for 2, baby. Peace out. One love, Raider Nation. Love y'all. I'll be back. Peace.
That's my man, C-Money. He brings it real, man. I love you, brother. You are true Raider Nation. You know what's in your heart. You know. And we're all waiting to see if J-Money's going to make it happen this season. That's for sure, because he better be ready. Because if he just even farts, Garcia is going to take his job. And he's going to be picking the pine out of his ass if he don't get it together. I have faith in him, though. I think he'll do fine. I think he'll do better with the weapons he has. I think our offense is in the right place. We just need some things to put together in the defensive realms, the defensive line, maybe a linebacker. Who knows? I know this. We've got a young team. They're growing. They're growing together. We got 2 years under the same coach, 2 years under the same coaching staff. We got a little bit of tweaking here to do, and we could take the West, baby. We could take it. That's how we all got to think, man, because that's the way the Raider Nation rolls. You know it. I know it. They all know it. And that's why they try to give us such a hard time, but they can't shake. They can't shake us loose, baby. That's for sure, because we are Raider Nation. And this is Raider Greg. And I am out.